Good evening, everyone. Thanks to all of us for joining us tonight at Google Campus. I'm Alex, I'm the manager of the Wagon London, and it's a real pleasure to welcome you for the demo day of batch 240 of the Wagon. So, for those of you who don't know the Wagon yet, we are a coding school with a very simple mission. We want to help as many people as possible change their lives by learning how to code. So giving people the power to create, to better understand the products that we use on a daily basis, and to interact with technical teams is at the core of what we're doing. So our flagship program is a 9-week full stack coding bootcamp that we also now offer in a part-time format. So the point of the bootcamp is to teach every single candidate how to create a web application from scratch. So in the first 6 weeks, we actually look at the different building blocks of web applications. So we look at the back end, all the intelligence behind the program, databases, and of course the front end, everything that you can see displayed on your screen, and that is more related to design. Then of course we bring it all together in the last 3 weeks, which we call the project weeks, where the candidates actually build their first 2 web applications. Some of them will just discover them tonight. So this training that represents around 400 hours of hands-on coding prepares candidates to actually start working as web developers, as UX, UI designers, project managers, all these kind of tech roles that are in really, really high demand on the market. We are also delivering some bespoke training as part of our digital transformation programs with corporates, but also with leading universities. So for the past 5 years and a half, we've been training more than 4,900 candidates. We're now in 35 different cities, and it's still with the same excitement and pride that we discover the applications of our students. So today we'll discover 11 new products built by our 42 students. So I'm going to call the first project on stage. Please welcome the first project. Proper job.
Hello. Can everyone hear me? So for those of you who haven't met me, my name's Tom. I've rented properties for years and years and years now. And one thing I find really frustrating is that it's really difficult to get repairs done quickly, efficiently, and actually know what's going on. You'll speak to your landlord, you'll speak to your letting agent, and you won't hear back from them. You don't know what the status of it is. You're not sure what's going on. But that's all changed recently because I've moved into a lovely property which has quite a few issues with landlord Corrie. And it's been a lot easier since she's made me sign up to this app called Proper Job. And it's been a lot smoother. And I've received an email today with 2 new actions that I need to have on certain jobs. So I'm actually going to log in now and see what the situation is. Just going to enter my email address and password. Very secure. So I've actually got 2 jobs in progress at the moment. The first one is that my tap is leaking and spraying everywhere, which is action required on it. And also another one, I think. If I scroll down, the power keeps going out and my fuse box is tripping. So I'm going to have a look at the first one and see what I need to do on that one. So if I scroll down, I can see everything that's happened on the job so far, and that's really useful because I'm quite forgetful. So I can see exactly what's happened so far. I'm going to have a look at some bits now just to remind myself. So which contractor did the landlord select in this one? That was David. Fantastic. And when did David come and visit? It was the 4th of June. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to add some feedback now and see how David did, just so the landlord knows. So the issue has been resolved. The tap no longer leaks everywhere, which is great. So I'm going to select that. I'm also going to rate David 4 out of 5 because he did a great job, but he was quite messy around the house. So 4 out of 5. I'm also going to upload a photo of the issue. So I'm going to take a photo now if I scroll down a bit further. Yep, sorry, I'm going to submit that now. Yep. And now I'm going to go look at the other job which is outstanding at the moment. So I'm going to go back to the main page. I'm going to go on to the next one. It looks like I need to pick a date for the contractor to come around. So I'm going to pick a date now. So it looks like Liam is available to come around and fix the issue on the 9th, 11th, and 15th. I'm free on the 11th, so I'm going to select the 11th. And I'm going to submit that. A slight problem with my flat as well is that it's actually really difficult to get into. So I'm going to drop Liam a message on the top right-hand corner. I think there's a messaging function there. I'm going to say, hey, Liam. Please buzz when you arrive. I'm going to send that now. And Liam is actually a very fast typist, so I usually get a response really quickly from him. Perfect. So I'll see him on the 11th. And I've got one last thing to do, which is I've actually had another issue in the many issues of this house. So I'm going to go back to the main page. I'm going to submit a new job. So the new issue is that my lighting is broken in the kitchen. I think that's an electrical issue. So I'm going to select the electrical category. And I'm going to also add a photo of the issue, which is something I find really helpful. So I'm going to take a photo. That's going to go to the landlord. And it means that the contractor and the landlord know exactly what the issue is and get it fixed really, really quickly. So I'll upload that too. That's going to go off to the landlord now. And I can see that Corey's now going to select me a contractor and get another job fixed really quickly and really efficiently. I'm also going to log out.
All right. Yeah, so I'm Corey. I am Tom's landlord. I've just had an email to say that he's submitted a job that I need to have a look at for him. So I'm going to go log in. Cool, so I can see up the top I have a job with action required, and that is the one I'm going to click on. Have a look at what Tom's asked me about. The lighting is broken in his kitchen, nightmare. So it looks like I need to find some contractors to come and help me fix this, so I'm going to click find contractors. And Proper Jobs suggests a few electricians that might be able to help me with the issue. So I'm going to go for Liam and Luca. I like the look of them. And hit submit. Cool, so that looks like the contractors will now add some quotes so I can pick the one that I like best once they get back to me. But it did say that I had another job that was awaiting action, so I'm gonna go back and have a look at that. Cool, oh, it's the tap issue. I remember this from before. I'm gonna click on this, have a look, see where we're at with it. Cool, so I can see everything that's happened. The great thing about this app for me is that as the landlord, all I have to do is select someone to fix it, and then I don't have to do the emailing back and forth between the tenant and the contractor trying to get things sorted out. They just do it themselves directly. So I'm just gonna have a scroll through what's happened so far. Cool, and I can see that Tom's left some feedback for me on the contractor that I picked, so I'm gonna review that. Cool, seems like it's resolved, 4 stars, promising. I'm gonna go review and pay. And on this page, I can see all the details of the job so far. So I can see the quote that I initially selected, 190, the final price, 200. It's only a £10 increase, that's okay, it's not too bad. And obviously, I can scroll right down to the bottom, see the feedback that was left is pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna put my card details in and pay the contractor. Great, so I can see the job's completed in the top corner there. I'm just gonna go back to my homepage, see if those contractors got back to me with some quotes. They have, they're very, very speedy. I'm gonna click back on that job there. And I can have a look at the quotes there. I'm gonna review the quotes. Okay, so 175, 125. I don't like spending money, so I'm gonna go with the lower one, 125 with Liam, and hit submit. Fantastic. So that, as I say, is completely out of my hands now. It makes the whole process much smoother for me. What will happen next for me is I'll get notified when I just need to put my payment details in at the end. Just makes the whole process of being a landlord so much smoother and so much easier. And that's our app. Thank you so much. We've been working really hard on it past 2 weeks. Che, Liam, Tom, and myself. Thank you so much to all the teachers at Wagon for helping us polish it up really nicely. And obviously, we've had a brilliant experience. Hope you really enjoy the rest of the presentations today. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So our next group on stage build a personal money manager that help you actually budget your expenses, but also save for your future project. So please welcome on stage my mama.
Hi everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. Alex. As you can hear, I'm losing my voice on the day I need it the most. But tonight I'm meeting some friend.
Hi, my name is Luca, and yes, so Alex, I just moved to London, and everything's so expensive. Like, comes to the end of the month, and the money is just gone.
Oh, Luca, tell me about it, honestly. London is so expensive, but you know what? I just discovered this new app called My Moma, and it helps me budget and put money aside. It's really great. I'm gonna show you.
Oh, wow.
Look, take my phone
Okay,
and just
have that.
sign in.
Cool.
You know my email, alex@gmail.com,
Yeah,
and
no
just my
worries.
usual password. All I had to do basically is give the app my income, how much I'd like to save every month, and what are my fixed expenses like rent and bills.
Okay, wow.
Look at this.
Cool. So that looks amazing, but tell me a little bit about it. I didn't get it.
Yeah. So the big numbers you see
Yeah.
is actually how much I can still spend today. And actually what happens is that the app is clever enough to calculate how much I can spend every day. And it's different on a weekday and on a weekend day. So that's really great. Just below it, you see all my transactions, my latest transactions. And if you click on all transactions,
Hold on.
now you see all of them. So today, yesterday, 2 days ago. That's really
Wow.
cool. But there's even a nicer way to look at them.
Yeah.
If you click on the first icon,
That one here?
Mhm.
Yeah.
now
Wow.
you see my statistics.
Okay, that looks amazing, but I don't get it.
So the graph is my spending over the last 7 days.
Okay.
And if you scroll down a bit, you see that on my allowance, it means that I can spend 19 pounds on a weekday and 65 pounds on a weekend day. And you see that my average expenses are 18 pounds for a weekday, which was below my limit, and 38 pounds on a weekend. So that's great. And just below the graph, you see that I saved 58 pounds this week.
Amazing. That's so easy to understand. Actually.
Yeah. And another super cool feature, actually click on the third icon,
Okay. Yeah.
and this is called goals. And this is how I'm saving for my trip to Thailand. Don't tell anyone, but this
No.
is how I'm doing it. So you see how many days I have left, which is in 4 months. You see my progress bar. I'm actually saving 600 pounds, as you can see.
Okay.
My progress bar, and I still have 350 pounds to save to get there.
Amazing. You can book it through here.
I can book it through here, exactly. But you know what? You reminded me. You know, I did this Wagon Bootcamp, which was insane.
Yeah, you told me.
And
Yeah.
now that I've done it, I've learned so much skills that my salary increased. And we're going to have to update that.
Okay.
So
How do
just
you do
click
that?
on my picture,
Oh yeah.
then income preferences.
Okay.
And now my salary is 5,000 pounds. I'm telling you, this bootcamp is insane. It's crazy,
Wow.
honestly. And then just scroll down.
You want to save? You want
No,
to stay
just
there?
keep it.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
have fun now.
Okay.
Get recommendations. Look at this. Look at how much we can spend. Let's go and spend this.
Amazing. Let's go. Yes. Thank you everyone for coming. That was my MoMA. It's been a great 10 weeks. And yes, thanks for listening.
Thank you, guys. Next team on stage. We actually all know that the construction sector is one of the least advanced in terms of technology, and especially when it comes to the permit attribution and management system. So this is what Emerald has been trying to solve in the past 10 days. Please welcome them with a big round of applause.
Thanks, Alex. Okay, yeah, so my name's Jonathan and I'm a construction engineer. Working in the construction industry, I really love my job because I get to see my effort and my team's effort be progressed on site every single day. It's a fantastic industry full of people that are really good at what they do, but what drives us all mad is paperwork. It's not because we have to do it, it's just about how terribly we do it. And I've seen throughout my whole career, everyone doing it just as badly on every project. So a really bad example is how we run permits to work. So for those who don't know, permits to work, we use them to make sure that all the checks and controls are in place before we put people in high-risk situations. So we do them to make sure that electrical systems are isolated, to make sure fall protection is the right height on a scaffold. And if you want a permit to work, you've got to go to an engineer like me. I've got to go and dig out a Word template, fill in all the forms and format the document. Then I print it off, take it to my PM's desk and put it on a pile of about 5 or 6 other things that are waiting for his attention, and then just wait. By the time he gets around to it, he'll come and give it back to me, and I'll take it onto site to the supervisor. And the document flies around between different people's hands, and they often go lost or get damaged. So the last time this happened to me, I was so annoyed that I went on Google and searched for good permit to work solutions. And I actually found Emerald. And that whole nightmare is gone. So I've got a few things to do right now, so I'll quickly log in and show you how it works. And I'm already logged in from last time, so that's good. Okay. The fantastic thing I love about it is that I can see that I've got 3 permits in my gift at the moment, so all those are up on top. You see over the left there's some trial holes for Culvert C. We've done that work and that permit's expired. So I'm going to archive that document and get it off my desk. Fantastic. Okay, you can see on the left there, we're excavating manhole number 2. That's happening at the moment, but it's about to expire. So I'm going to quickly click into it and send a message to the supervisor. So I'll write a comment down here and I'll just say, please confirm you are packing up. So the traffic management's coming off at the moment and they're going to open that part of the road. So I just want to make sure they're not going to be there when that happens. Okay, so he's confirmed that the men and equipment are off site. That's fantastic. I'll go back to my dashboard. I've got one more thing that I'm doing. I've got a draft over here. So we're going to be excavating the culvert 2C at tonight's night shift. So I'm going to click in there. That's going to need approval in about an hour. So I'll do a quick review. I might scroll down and just check that I've uploaded the drawing. You can see it over on the west side. So that was the last thing I did before I came here. So let's scroll back up and I'll submit for approval. And that's going to my PM, Anthony. And that's good. I'll just quickly scroll down. And good. Okay, so the ball's in his court now. I'm done for the day, so I'm going to go to the pub with the lads.
Hello guys, my name's Anthony and I'm a project manager and I'm also a colleague of Jonathan, and I cannot tell you how happy I am that we now use Emerald. As a project manager, my main areas of concern are that I need to make sure that workers on my sites can carry out their jobs safely, but as well as that, is that they can finish their jobs on time. Any delays means greater expenditure, which is just wasted money. Before Emeralds, if I was out of the office, if I was in a meeting and a permit was waiting for my approval, it could be there for hours, sometimes even days, and work cannot start or continue unless I've approved something on my job. So, in fact, actually today, I've been out on site for most of the day, and as we're now using Emerald, I've managed to get a notification on my phone which told me that Jonathan has submitted a permit that requires my attention. So, and in the cab back to the office towards the end of the day now, I've managed to review it in the car. So now I'm back in the office. I'm going to log in and I'm going to action what I need to do. Fantastic. So what I love about this app is that at the top it's just got everything that's awaiting my attention. There's nothing to distract me other than the jobs that permits that I need to approve now. So I can see, as mentioned, excavate the trench for culvert 2C. I can see that's needed in about an hour's time. So that must be for tonight's night shift. So I want to click in there. And I've already reviewed it in the cab, as I mentioned on my phone. So I'm just going to scroll down again, do one last quick scan. Yep, looks all good. And what I'm going to do now is scroll back up and approve this permit. Fantastic. So now the site supervisor should have everything he needs to begin work in an hour's time now. So what I want to do is just double check that it's been assigned to him, so I'm not getting a call at 3 o'clock in the morning asking where this is. So I'm going to go to search. Site supervisor's name is Rod. And lovely. So I can see the permit that I've just approved is there, and it's been assigned to Rod Davis. So brilliant. I know now, I'm safe in the knowledge that he's got that permit. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. Got no more actions awaiting me. That's great. I can enjoy my weekend. And another thing that I love about this is what used to really wind me up before we had Emerald was receiving documents back in terrible state from jobs that have been completed. So now I can see down the bottom of the screen here is that I've got all of my permits for this project are all filed away and easily accessible for future reference in one nice and easy place. And yeah, so fantastic. All of my actions are done. I'm going to now head home, got to pack up and head home and enjoy my weekend with my family, fully in the knowledge that no job is going to be waiting for me to take action.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, like it was amazing to see like my 3 teammates. They'd never been on a construction site, and in 10 days they've built a system that could be used on site tomorrow. So Fred, who's a back-end ninja. Everyone clap for Fred. Anthony, partner in crime. He was a front-end monster. And Zach in the crowd. So yeah, see ya. CSS genius. So yeah, no, thanks very much, guys.
Okay, the next project that we're going to discover was born from the personal experience from our team members who've been living and working in different places and sometimes struggle to build a community of friends without knowing anyone in these places and actually really having a community around them. So let's discover Globe Up. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming today. My name is Adele. I'm a young lawyer from London, and I've recently moved to Dubai. So, I mean, this room is a very international audience, so I'm pretty sure one or more of you must relate to the fact that sometimes when you move to a new country, it's super exciting, but it can also feel a bit difficult because you don't have your network, you don't have your girlfriends around, you don't really know that many people, you don't know what's happening. So it's been about a few weeks now since I've lived in Dubai, and things have been quite seamless for me. I found this website. This really helped me connect and find some really awesome people and really build my tribe. So it's called Globe Up. And as you can see on the homepage, it's about connecting women without borders. And if we scroll down, you can see that we're present, or Globe Up is present in a number of cities across the world, including Dubai, where I live. And if you scroll down, one thing I really like about this website is the fact there's actually authentic reviews. There's been friendships that's been formed, and these 2 girls seem like they clearly really like each other. It's Carol and Julia, and they met in London in 2018. And I think what I found when I was researching like expat websites or traveler websites is the fact that a few of them seem to be focused on like transient travelers. So you can move somewhere, become really close to someone, and then they leave in like 2 weeks, and then you're kind of lost and you have to start the process again. The difference is with Globe Up is that it seems to encourage like long-term, authentic connections. And that's what I really like about it. So since I'm in Dubai, I think we should check out a few of the other cities that they cover. So if we scroll down, you can see that they're in Paris, Singapore, London, and basically most of the main expat hubs. Let's see what they have for Dubai. Right, So I've already checked out this page before, and I've seen that they had a number of really useful things. Like a city guide was really helpful. It basically helped me guide my first few weeks in Dubai, like knowing things, what was happening, the members, the trending interests, popular events, and the top things to do in Dubai. So if we scroll down, there's a particular feature that I love the most, which is about events. And you can see they have a number of them. We can scroll through and see what they are. You also have the option to create an event, but because I'm pretty new, I don't really have that many friends yet. I'm going to chill on that until I'm settled, and then I'll organize my own event. But you can see they have a number of members at the bottom, and they seem like really friendly girls, so I'm looking forward to getting to know them a bit better. So I'm gonna pick an event to go to. I'll try for the yogis in Dubai, because I love yoga, and it'll be nice to find out what's happening. Okay, so this is about Vinyasa flow. I think that's pretty awesome. I've never really done yoga by the sea. And if we scroll down, we can see the organizer. And actually, it seems like it's pretty close to me. A few of the girls look quite friendly. I'm going to see the organizer's page and see what she's about. Oh, how nice is she? Her name is Carol. And if we scroll down, okay, she's from Paris. I used to live in Paris, so I think that's pretty cool that I can see that we already have some common ground. And on the right-hand side, I can see that we also have a few highlighted common interests, which is tech girls, and we're both foodies. And she's also apparently a developer in a startup. So I do fintech law, and I think this is pretty awesome because when I go to yoga, at least we'll have something to talk about. Sometimes when I go to other like website events like Meetup, you don't know anyone. There's like 100 million people there, and you just turn right around. So at least I know that I have something in common with her. So if we go back, I'm going to register for the Yogis an event. Yogis in Dubai, okay. I think we're done. All right, so if I check my profile, we can see that I've already registered for a few events, and also this Yogis in Dubai event should be there. Okay, so you can see I've already been super keen. I've signed up for a number of events. One of my favorite things about living in the Middle East is that you're close to so many other really cool cities. I've already signed up for a weekend trip to Petra over Eid, the next Eid that is. So if we click on that event, there's a number of girls attending for the long weekend, and I've met a few of them before, and I've already started messaging them, and we have a bit of rapport going. I know that my friend Julia is going. She lives in my building, but strangely, we met via Globe Up. And if I hadn't been on this app, we would have been in a lift every day, not saying hello to each other, not knowing that we have so much in common. So we've been chatting already, so I'll go to my messages. You can see I've been talking to a few girls like Camille, Anna. So I'm going to select Julia and just remind her that we need to catch up about Jordan. If she's online, I expect to get a response soon. So let's give her a few seconds. See? So she said, let's go for drinks tomorrow and we'll catch up about it. So I think you can see that, I've met quite a few people on this website, and I really like the fact that, I've been able to form friendships on here so quickly. I've only been in Dubai a few months. What was really interesting to me is checking out the founders of this website, because we have a lot in common. You can see that this website is clearly designed by people who've had the experience of living abroad and understand the pain points. So the four of them seem to have lived all over the world. Julia lived in Paris, Greg lived in Zimbabwe, and Carol also in New York. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm really happy I found this website. I'm super pleased about it. And yeah, so this is Global. I hope that you guys will also find some value in it, and you can use it in London as well at some point. Thank you very much for listening. I also just wanted to say thanks very much to Carol, Greg, and Julia for being awesome teammates. I really wish something like this existed when I moved to Dubai for the first time 6 years ago, and it was proper Billy No Mates. So thank you for listening. Bye.
Thank you, girls. Great product. So of course, after a 9-week bootcamp, the next step is to find a job and take your next professional step. So besides the awesome career service offered by Wagon, a lot of it happens online. And we all know that we have a lot of offers online. It's quite hard to get an overview of all the job offers that match your search criteria. So the next project actually streamlines the job search process and help you find the right opportunity for you. So please make some noise for Jobbot.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Katherine. I came to London to change my life by learning to code. And despite the temperamental English weather, I quite like London, and I've decided that I'd like to stay. But as the My MoMA team mentioned earlier, it's pretty expensive, so I'm gonna need a job. I've started looking for jobs with my limited time, but it's really a frustrating process. So I have to go and search multiple websites. I often find that, I get 3/4 of the way through a job description and it finally becomes clear to me this isn't the job for me. So it's not really easy to see up front, if I'm a good fit or not. And also I often find that I'll click through a job to apply and it's been tweaked slightly different for a different platform, but I've already applied to it. So I just feel like I'm really wasting my time. I was complaining the other day to someone about this and they told me I should check out Jobbot, that it's a really handy website that sort of brings jobs from across the web into one place and makes it really easy to manage everything and to apply. So I'm gonna check it out. This is the site here. It's a very friendly looking bot. So I'm gonna click on the down arrow and see what's up. All right, so pretty simple. Looks like I tell the bot about myself. It's gonna search all these different platforms for jobs, and then I'm gonna be able to apply. So let's get started. All right, cool, yeah, let's find some jobs. This is pretty nice. Get to have a little chat. Oh my, questions. Let's see what it asks. My name is Katherine, with a K. What job titles am I looking for? I'm just gonna start with one. I'm most comfortable with product manager, so we're gonna search for that first and see what it finds. I wanna work in London. And do I need a visa? I don't need a visa because I have a European passport, so we're gonna check no, but with the current political climate, I may need to check yes. What programming skills do I have? That's a great question. Let's put Ruby on Rails and JavaScript to start with. And what human languages do I speak? Well, I suppose my English is acceptable, so we'll put that. And we'll throw French in too, why not? London's quite expensive, but we'll put $35,000 a year. And I have 10 years of work experience. And now you all know how old I am. You're supposed to laugh. I have a bachelor's degree. And I want to be employed full-time. Unless you want to pay me full-time to work part-time. I'm interested in technology. So let's put that in as a keyword. Oh, how convenient, it's already there. And I'm interested in jobs posted more than 2 weeks ago? Not really. By the time, 2 weeks worth of people have applied, it's too much. So we're gonna check no. Oh my, this is fun. Oh, that's a big job there. Oh, Jobbot's working really hard, finding me jobs. Okay, so it looks like I need to sign up. I'm really curious to see what it's found. Oh my, I've heard it's a great platform. So let's go ahead and sign up. My email is kek@gmail.com. And I'm gonna make a really secure password. Okay, awesome. So it seems there's 27 jobs. This is pretty great. Looks good so far. Product manager. I see there's a couple different percentages here. I like the look of the salary on this 67%, but I think 75 is probably better. So let's go ahead and check that. All right, this is great. So it seems this job matches 75% of my requirements, which means it's probably a really good fit for me. It matches my job title, my location, my compensation. I want to find a couple more jobs before I start applying, get my resume in order. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save this job for later. And I'm gonna go back. And I quite like the look of this job right here. Yeah, that one, that's great. Let's pick that one. It only matches 67% of my requirements, but I think that's quite high and have a shot at it, so I'm gonna save that one as well. And before I save any more jobs, I just wanna make sure this really works. It's actually saving my jobs. So I'm gonna click on that K in the top corner and go to my dashboard. All right, great. So this is really saving my jobs. That's excellent news. I think I'll just want one more job before I start applying. So I'm gonna click on that robot. It's gonna take me back to the job list. Okay, so I have just spent 10 weeks learning how to code, so I should probably search for a web developer job as well. I'm gonna click on this menu icon and see what's over there. And yeah, I'm gonna change my job title from product manager to web developer. And let's see what it manages to pull up. Hopefully something good. Yeah, no, it's gonna do good things. All right, great. So this is perfect. 25 more jobs to look at. All of them seem to be a pretty good match. Let's go back up to the top though, because those seem to be the best. Let's click on the one that's 75% again. And I'm gonna apply now. And I can see here that I have a couple different options for where I want to apply to, but I just made an account on Reed, so we're gonna go with that. So this is great. I can apply to the job directly from here, no worries. It was a really simple process. I'm gonna go get my resume in order and get started with that. Thank you. I just want to say one more thing. Our team is 4 people from 4 different countries whose native languages are 4 different languages, and in 10 days we were able to build something that all 4 of us can use and everyone can use. So thank you very much to everyone, to our team. It's been really great.
Good job. Next project on stage, Haze. So between actually the end of the bootcamp and the start of the job searching process, you might need a break. You might need to go on a little trip with friends. But we all know that actually planning a trip with different friends is a nightmare. Just picking a location, booking accommodation. But Haze actually centralizes all of this in one web application. So let's discover.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this fine British summer's day. I'm glad you could be here. I'd like to start with a couple of questions. So can I see a show of hands for people who have been on a group holiday with friends before? So pretty much everyone. Good. Our pitch continues. Can I see another show of hands for people who have been on a group holiday with friends but found it an absolute nightmare to organize? Still almost everyone. We might be onto something here. So look, I've had exactly the same problem. Last year I went to South Africa with 10 friends. Earlier this year, Stockholm, 14 of us. It's an absolute nightmare trying to coordinate sort of, flights, who's flying in when, and who's staying where, and what is even going on in that chaos. So over the last couple of weeks, we came across sort of something new, something pretty cool, called Haze. As you can see, you can pin travel lists, you can chat with your friends, and you can track and split expenses. So I want to show you more about this app. I'm already signed in, so saying if you could just hit the enter button, we'll go in. So we land on this page. As you can see, I'm already pretty pumped about this app and have been using it to plan a few different trips. But actually next week, after this boot camp, we've decided, so myself, Hussein, Ollie, and Iwona in our team, we've decided to go on a little break. We're gonna go to Berlin, and then Stockholm, and then back to London. So that's our lovely little Euro trip group here. As you can see on the right-hand side, you've got pending votes. I know you're super eager to find out what that is, so just give me a minute, we'll get onto that. But for now, if we could just tap the Euro trip button. Great, so these are basically the 3 main functions of this app, which I thought was pretty cool, and I hope you do too. The first one is a chat function, so you've got the ability to sort of group message, talk about everything related to your trip and whatever else you want on there with your friends. Second one is lists, so you can create your own sort of bespoke lists of whatever it is, from flights to accommodation to things to do to restaurants, anything you want, you name it, you can do it. And then the third one is expenses, so you can keep a sort of running track of who's spending what, how much you owe, if you owed money. We'll get into all of those in a second. But if we start with the chat function, great. So up top here, we've got a button to go home. We're in the chat function now. I'll show you lists and expenses in a minute, and I know you're all super eager. But I can see Hussein has said Iwona is definitely keen. She was a little bit unsure before. I think her husband wasn't really down for that, but you know, it's all good. So Iwona's going to join this trip, so let's add her in. And this sort of messaging function is pretty cool because I think you'll all agree normally when we're planning trips, it's a combination of WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger and texting and emailing and harassing people. Now you can do all of that in one place. That's good. Everyone has been added. And I think there are a few options or a few kind of things on the accommodation list for me to have a look at from what I remember. So if we just hit the list button at the top. Yeah, so these, as you can see, we've been like planning the flights, accommodation, things to do, where to eat, you name it. But as you can see from this number here, the 4 kind of represents the number of things that I need to look at and vote on. So different options. So if you click into accommodation, you see these are the few kind of options that we've been putting together. So Hussein's added one, Ollie's added one, Hussein's added another. People have been voting on them. We can kind of figure out where the consensus lies. So I like the look of this Airbnb in Berlin. So can we just have a look at that? So if you just tap the picture, I think it should, yeah. There we go. That's pretty cool. I like it. Simple, basic, but does the job. And £80, you can't really go wrong, can you? Now let's go back and upload that for sure. What's the other option? It's like 120 quid. No, yeah, I'll go with the cheaper option. Cool, and then the same for Stockholm. We need to decide where to stay, don't we? What's that down there? Whoa, that looks amazing. I think you'll all agree this is a pretty beautiful apartment, guys. But the price is less beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, maybe let's go back and see what else is there in Stockholm. 60 quid, hotel, I'm done. Don't even need to look at it. Let's just upvote that and move on. Save the hassle, there we go. Cool, and I also remember, I think I was speaking to Iwona the other day, and we wanted to go to this festival in Berlin called the Melt Festival. So I added that as an option in one of the other lists, and I want to see if Hussein and Ollie have sort of had a chance to look at it and vote on it. So it's in things to do. There it is, Melt Festival. Awesome, I voted on it, and it must be Hussein and Ollie who have voted on it as well. And I know everyone is keen to go, so I'm going to go ahead and book that in a minute. But before I do, I know it's £100 per ticket. It's like 100 euros. It's 400 euros per ticket. It's quite a lot, so I don't want to forget to, track that. So let's go into expenses and just add that in. I know it's quite a lot, but I've been using my MoMA, and it's pretty cool app, guys. I've got to tell you, it's pretty fantastic. And I know I can afford it, so it's cool. I'm going to pay for it. But let's add that to the expenses. So yeah, that's Melt Festival. Spent 400 euros. I'm going to pay for that and split between the 4 of us. There we go. There's a lot of currencies that can be used here. Yeah. There we go. And now it's added. And now you can see we've swapped from sort of I owe money at the top, that button. That's basically my net number across the whole trip. What do I owe or what am I owed? And down here is the breakdown of sort of transaction by transaction. You can see everything being entered in krona, euros, and pounds and converted into my home currency, which is pounds. So that's Haze. I hope you guys like it. If you want to check it out, it's on haze.global, available to use if you're going away on holiday anytime soon. And I'd like to end by just asking everybody to join me in applauding my fantastic team, without whom this would have never been possible. That's Hussein over here, and Iwona, and Ollie. You guys have been fantastic. Like really, the last 2 weeks have been amazing. And also to all the TAs from sort of Phelim, our lead TA, to Arthur, to Lucian, to Johnny, to all the Bens. God knows how many there are. I lost count. Without you guys, we'd have been absolutely lost. So thank you.
Okay, good job, guys. The next one is actually for foodies, for people who love brunches, but who have quite high standards. So, of course, you only want to go to the best places, and I'm one of these people, so let's hear what Brunchy is all about. Let's go.
All right, guys, thanks for joining. My name is Sally. I'm a 22-year-old girl from London, and it's my 23rd birthday next week. And I really want to do something fun for it. And one of my favorite pastimes is actually getting a bit merry, a bit tipsy with my gal pals. So I asked them what they want to do, and Karen actually recommended bottomless brunch. And now I was a bit on the fence with this because I'm not a big fan of Prosecco. I know all these brunch places mostly do Prosecco, so I wasn't quite sure. But I remember we used this app before called Brunchy to find the best brunch venue in London. So I thought I'll log on, I'll see what it's like, see if there's any good venues around. So I logged on. I'm going to take a look around the website, see what it's all about. Okay, seems good. There's the top brunch venues. Adina, Shoreditch, seems pretty good. Peruvian food. I do like Peruvian food. But let's go for a search. I want to stay around Shoreditch area. My favorite venues are to go out on in Shoreditch, and I'm probably going to go out after I have bottomless brunch. So let's check it out. All right, there's 7 venues, but I know Spitalfields is pretty close, so let's add that to the neighborhood. So we'll do both Shoreditch and Spitalfields. Awesome, there's 8 venues now. Let's have a look through them all. Let's check out that one, Bolly Bollerson. That looks fun. What's going on in the photo? All right, it's quite cheap, £20. The overview says, unlimited pizza, porn star martinis, and an adult ball pit. That sounds excellent. Love the sound of that. But let's check what else is on offer. But before we go, we'll save that for later. We can come back to that one. We'll hit the heart icon, and then we'll go back. All right. Well, we've seen that Adina was one of the top venues on the platform, so let's check it out. I went on a gap year, and I went to Peru, and the Peruvian food was lovely, so we'll check it out. Bit more expensive, £35. Street food, yeah, sounds good. Prosecco, though, not too sure about that. Let's check the reviews out. All right. Well. All the reviews seem to talk about Prosecco. The first one only had Prosecco. I think this kind of rules out for me. I don't want 2 hours of just Prosecco. So, to be honest, I have my heart on Bolly Bollerson. It rhymes with my last name. So let's actually go check that out again. I'm going to go to my profile up in the corner. All right. Let's go back to Saved Brunches. And there it is. Let's click on it. Okay, let's check out the menu to make sure it's all right. Awesome, the menu looks good. I do love a barbecue pizza. Barbecue chicken, sounds good. Let's go ahead and book this. So I think about 5 of my friends will come along. My birthday's the 15th. And let's go for 2 o'clock. We don't want to go too early. I'm a bit of a lightweight, and I want to not have an early night. So let's get brunched. Awesome. £100 though, that's quite a lot. Luckily, I have this app called Haze. It's fantastic. I'll be able to share that with my friends. They'll be able to pay for me. It's my birthday after all. Let's go ahead and pay. Luckily, my credit card number is very similar to everyone else's. Awesome, that looks like it's booked for Saturday the 15th for 5 people. Excellent. And actually, just looking here, I remember that photo perfectly. I was just after I finished the Wagon Bootcamp. I remember after we finished, we all went to brunch together. Let's actually check previous brunches to see if it's still there. Yes, we all went to Duck and Waffle. It was fantastic. Let's leave a review, actually. We'll do 5 stars. Food was great. Company was great. Fantastic. We'll do food was great. Awesome. Let's just make sure that was checked there. We'll check reviews. Awesome. It's saved there perfectly. That's everything. Thank you for joining us today. I hope in the future, if you want to book brunch, you use Brunchy. I just want to say thanks to my team, Kat, Levert. I want to say thanks to all the TAs, all the teachers at Wagon. The past 10 weeks have been absolutely fantastic. If anyone's watching in the crowd or on YouTube and on the fence about doing boot camp at Wagon, honestly, it's the best thing you could possibly do. Definitely do it.
Good job, guys. Our next group on stage loves traveling. Of course, booking one trip is quite okay, but booking multiple trips with one search is a whole different story. But guess what? It's now possible thanks to Travel Tetris. Please, big round of applause for them.
How's everyone doing tonight? Good? Good? So let me ask you a question. How many of you love weekend getaways? Then how many of you hate planning them? Okay, good, because I have something for you tonight. My name is Heidi. I just moved to London from Canada on a 2-year visa. Coming from a country where everything is so far away, Europe is a wonderland for me. You can just hop on a plane for an hour or two, and you're in a completely different country that has a different culture, food, and languages. That is so exotic to me. Before 2 years over, I really want to go to as many European cities as possible. A couple of days ago, a friend of mine told me about this website called Travel Tetris that allows you to book as many cities that you want to go to, and for the free weekends. So let's go check it out. Cool website. It's moving. Okay. All right. So step number 1. Choose a departure city. So it is going to be from London for me. Yes. Step number 2, choose the cities that you want to go to. What's amazing about this website is it allows me to book as many cities I want to go to, but I think I will choose a couple of cities to go this time because I'm really desperate for some sunshine. It's really depressing out. So I'm gonna go to Barcelona because I could really use some sangria right now. Also want to go to Milan, Split in the sunshine, yes. So let's submit this. Now, step number 3 is to choose available date. I am planning on being hungover tomorrow and this weekend after this demo day with you guys. So probably not this weekend. And for the rest of this month, I'm pretty busy. So let's go for July. I am free from 5th to 8th. And I'm also free in August from 2nd to 5th. So let's go submit that. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited for this website because I've been manually searching for the flights for my free weekends, for the cities I want to go to, and I've been manually doing it on Excel. As much as I love my Excel, I'm not that nerdy, or at least I would like to think so. So I can spend more time traveling the world. So, okay, so the app gives me the flight combinations and then puts the top deal on the top. Okay, so the best deal is going to Milan first and then Barcelona. How about the second one? I guess go to Barcelona first and Milan. Okay. Looking at the time, I think I like actually the best deal because I can still come back on Monday and still go to work and not have to take Monday off. So I'm gonna go ahead and book the total of 173. Great, so it gives me the breakdown of all my flights that I will be taking. Great, yeah, looks great to me, so let's proceed with booking. Okay, the traveler information is going to be me, Heidi, so passport A, B, C, D, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, Canadian. Great, because I've logged in before, so it already takes my email. Date of birth, obviously 2000. It is August 5th, actually my birthday, so remember, it's coming up. So let's proceed with the booking. Okay, so it gives me, again, the details of the flights and confirming my passenger details. It's great because I didn't have to enter my details twice for the 2 flights, so that's really good. Okay, let's pay with the card. I think everyone's taking my credit card number. It is actually 42424242. December 20, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's pay that. Hopefully it works. Great, so I'm all sorted for the summer of my vacation. I can't believe how quick it was to book 2 flights in one search. I will definitely be using this website, hopefully for you guys as well. So that's it. I would like to thank you, all my team members, Lola, Maria, and Yanti. You guys are absolutely amazing. We did a really amazing job. We did it. Wait. No, I want to thank also, sorry, I also want to thank everyone at Wagon. Like, thank you so much. We couldn't have done this without you, so thank you.
Okay, speaking of traveling, the next group on stage, Elsa, actually built a solution to allow you to travel longer and more often. So, Royden, Ottavia, the floor is yours.
How are we all doing after 8 pitches? Is anyone a bit tight? So to invert the model a bit, I'd actually first like to start out and thank my team. We are also a team of 4 from 4 different countries, very different cultures and dealing with work, and so we really worked hard to make Elsa a reality. So I'd like to thank Ottavia Parotti, John De Vinton, and Peter Antonovich. Thank you. Now, as context, I actually come from a hostel background, and we decided to build Elsa because the hostel industry is incredibly fragmented. So there is no Hilton of hostels. There is no large international chain, and most hostel owners own maybe 1 or 2 assets. And so they lack negotiation power with the OTAs, like Booking.com, and they normally pay around an 18% commission every time you book a bed or a room in their hostel. So our idea is that we provide cash back for users who book these curated hostels on the platform, and it saves the hostel owners money, it earns users money to allow them to travel longer, and it makes everyone happy. So now for the pitch. So imagine I am a recent high school graduate from the United States, and I've taken a gap year. I've been traveling for 2 months in Europe as of now, and I've realized I've been spending my budget quite irresponsibly. And so luckily, I'm currently in Amsterdam, and the hostel owner told me that about this website that would allow me to earn cash back for each hostel I book on the platform. And so this website is called stayelsa.com, and I used it for my last night in Amsterdam, but I'm now going to Berlin, and so we're going to find a hostel in Berlin. So I'll sign in. My email is roydenc@gmail.com, and my password is 123456. No problem. So I'm going to Berlin, and I'll be there from the 9th to the 12th. And it's just myself, and this time I think I want to book a bed in a 4-bed shared dorm. All right, so my primary priority is to earn as much cash back as possible so I can continue to travel for the next 6 to 8 months. And so E7 Berlin looks the most appealing to me. Let's see more. Wow, I love that common area, but let's look at the location. That's very important for me as a hostel traveler. And I don't know Berlin that well, so maybe we'll zoom out a bit, because my friend told me that all the best nightclubs are in East Berlin, and I'm looking to party, so actually this looks like a fantastic location. So now we'll look up, and I want to see how much cashback I'd earn on a 10-bed, just to compare. Oh, only £1. It's not that appealing. So I'm gonna book a 4-bed, and create a booking. Now I'll input my personal information, including my temporary European cell phone number, so Elsa can contact me in the event of any emergencies or issues. I'll input my eerily similar card information. And wonderful. The booking was successful. What I love about Elsa, or at least on the user dashboard, is that I can visualize my trip. And since I just started using the platform, I can only see, obviously, Amsterdam and the fact that I'm going to Berlin. But I can imagine that in 6 to 7 months, markers will dot the map, and that will be very interesting to me. My experience in Amsterdam, though, was fantastic, so I'm going to create a review. I loved it, so definitely the heart emoji. And finally, I can see that my total cashback earned as of now is £5.90. I love that because I know it will allow me to travel more, travel longer, and continue to wander. Thank you.
Awesome pitch. Well done, well done. Next team on stage is Flutter. So of course, over the 9 weeks, we not only talking about code and building projects, we also discuss a lot of different subjects, and some of our team members like to bet, to literally bet on anything and everything. So our students build a web app that allows you to do so. Please, a round of applause for Flutter.
Hello. Hi, I'm Julius, I'm a student, and I love betting with my friends on literally anything. So, one of the things I really enjoy about betting with my friends is that I can bet on anything that I want. My imagination is the only limit. Will England win the Cricket World Cup? Will Bing overtake Google? Or will my friend finally pluck up the courage to ask out that girl he's always fancied? Another thing I like about betting with my friends is that if I lose, I don't lose money to a faceless bookie. No, I lose it to my dear friend. That is why I got extremely excited when my friend mentioned this new social gambling app called Flutter to me a few weeks back. Me and my friends have been using it for a month now, so I think it's about time that we just click in and go onto the social feed. On this social feed, which sometimes takes a little time to load, this is an exceptionally long time to load. This is maybe a worryingly long time for it to load. But alas, bear with me, it can sometimes do this. And we had the wrong password. So the email is julius@email.com. Thank you everyone for bearing with us. And the password is password. Just try it again. It might have been overridden. And then we just log in. Great, and it kicks me through to the social feed. So on this social feed, I can see all the things that my friends have been betting on recently. As you can see, the bets can be on literally anything. It can be on things that will be familiar to most of the people in this room. Politics, the weather, sports, and it can also be on things that only make sense to the people who they directly sort of focus on. Now, I've had enough looking through this. I'm just going to give one of them a like to show that I find it particularly funny. This one here by Harsh, where the ants will take over the world. Anyway, now I'm going to open the nav bar at the bottom of the screen. Moving from left to the right, you have the social feed, you have the bet screen, a plus sign which lets you make a new bet. You can see all your friends, and finally your user dashboard. Anyway, I'm going to click through to make a new bet on the plus sign because I have a bone to pick with my friend James. James has been nothing but cynical about Flutter's chances since I announced that I wanted to create this app. So I'm going to force him to put his money where his mouth is and send him a little wager. So Flutter will secure seed funding. Right, and then we hit next, and then I'm going to set a deadline, 6 months, so December. Then we hit next once again. I'm pretty bullish on this. I'm going to give him odds of 2 to 1. And I'm going to set a stake. I have 80 pounds, I can see, so I'm going to put it at about 20, which is about as much as I can afford to lose. And then we hit next. That's fine. 19 is great. I don't care. Search for a friend. So I'm just going to hit the drop-down menu. I know that my friend James goes under the alias Gen Z James. We're going to create the bet. It's going to magically kick us through to the Your Bets screen where I can see all of my bets. Bets can be in one of 4 different stages. Conveniently for me, I have 4 different bets, and each one is in one of these different statuses. So the first bet, which we're now going to click in on, is Flatiron will buy Wagon. Flatiron, for those of you who don't know, is a rival Bootcamp. Once again, James is being overly cynical, so I'm very happy to take him up on this wager. If you scroll down, I can see I basically have a binary choice, accept or reject, and I'm going to accept it. Back to the My Bets page, please. Onto the live bet. If we click on that, Julius bet James, Floods will not break on demo day. So far, so good. I'm sure you all agree, kind of. And as we can see, we have about 3 hours until that expires. The next one, Jan bet Julius, Flutter will build a messaging feature, unverified. Right there, wonderful. So this is a bet that has happened. Both parties accepted it. The deadline's been hit, so it's now expired, and both parties are required to say whether or not it happened. Scroll up so I can see the proposition once more. Right, will we build a messaging feature? As you may have noticed, we didn't quite manage it, so I'm going to hit did not happen at the bottom. And if you scroll down again to reveal the message, so I'm waiting on Jan to validate, but hopefully he doesn't lie and the bet can settle properly. Right, so back to the home screen, please. If we scroll down all the way, finally we have a finished bet. Sorry, up at the top, I missed it. PSG will win the Champions League. There with Harsh. Right, so this is a bet that has expired. If you scroll down, Harsh was obviously fairly wide of the mark, and I won. So the final bit of the app that I want to show all of you today is the Friends ranking page. We can go via the nav bar, which is beautiful. And you get onto the ranking page. As you can see, Liam is being terribly boring and being at the top, as he tends to be. We can scroll down, and at the bottom we have Cynical James and Anna. I'm so sorry. We're falling behind. Yeah, so that sort of brings the demo to a conclusion. I obviously want to start by saying a huge thank you to Team Flutter. You've been fantastic. And I also just want to say thank you to Wagon, especially to Ben Barangay, our future CTO.
Okay, it's already time for a last demo, so let's warm up for the party afterwards. And let's finish with a small game. Actually, it's a party game, a music social platform. So Kieran and the rest of the group will demo the product in a minute. Please welcome TuneMates for the last project. Big round of applause. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Cool. So, I've got a question for you all. Who here likes to play games? Hands up. Amazing. How many of you also love music? What a coincidence. So, I'd like to introduce you tonight to a game that we've made called TuneMates. It's a social music party game you play at home with friends. Shall we play? Yes! Okay, we can't all play at the same time. But I would like to invite on stage my fellow TuneMates, and we'll show you how that works. So can I introduce you to Inanna and David? My fellow TuneMates, Inanna, David, and Nysa, and let's play TuneMates. You're going to have to imagine that we're in my living room, we're at home, we've finished having dinner, having some drinks, and we're going to start a new game. So I'm going to log in and create a new game, because I'm the host of the game tonight. So in the lobby, I will invite my TuneMates. So I'll invite David and Isa and Inanna into the lobby. And you're probably wondering how to actually play the game. So TuneMates is pretty simple. The game will select 2 random categories in which everyone submits a song to answer that category. And the winner is the person who knows their friend's music taste the best. So we obviously need some categories for the game. So let's see what's been randomly selected to us. And we've got what's the favorite track to work out to, and what song would be the soundtrack of your life. What do you think, guys? Any good? No? Reshuffle? No, I don't like those either. What song describes your last relationship? What song is in the shower? No, don't like those. You get the same one. Don't like any of these. Let's try. What song do you think the Queen rocks out to, and what's the most embarrassing song you know by heart? That's good? Okay, all right. So we're happy with the categories. Now we're each going to choose our 2 songs for those categories. So we're going to have a quick search on Spotify. Any ideas? What do you think? What do you think the Queen rocks out to, guys? YMCA. Wow, I like that. Okay, cool. I mean, don't tell them that I've chosen that, but most embarrassing song. Okay. Can't enter the same thing twice. So, okay, don't tell them what I'm picking. Cool, so everyone's choosing their songs, they're back in the lobby, and I think we're just about ready to play. You ready, guys? Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, and play. Cool, so now, the first track is mine, so even though everyone's gonna guess what's playing. So every 15 seconds, the screen will refresh, and we've got to guess whose song is currently playing. Oh, NSYNC, classic. Who do you think this could be? I think definitely David. He's been singing NSYNC every day while we've been making this. Oh wow, this is old school. This is a really old one. Okay, Macarena, Inanna. I think this might be something the Queen rocks out to. Okay, so there's 15 seconds per round. Oh, Britney. Can't be a better Britney. I think this might be Elsa. I think she's a big Britney fan. Oh, I wonder who this could be. So we're nearly at the finish. Oh, Craig David. Another old school classic. I'm sure this is. I know Ice Cream. Maybe actually, I know she's a big Craig David fan. And that is it. And I'm the winner. Woo! Hey! Guys, so I guess I know these guys the best. I do want to know, look at Ice's chins. Ice, I knew you liked Craig David the best. And Inanna, the Macarena, yeah, I should have known. So that is Tunemates. Thanks very much for listening. It's been a pleasure working with you guys on the app, and a massive thanks to everyone at the Wagon. And I hope to see you all playing Tunemates very soon. Thank you.
Thank you guys for these 11 stunning projects. Now, of course, all of this wouldn't be possible without our great team. So first of all, I'd like to thank all the teachers, all the teaching assistants that were part of the journey. Basically, what we've seen is also the fruit of your hard work for the past 9 weeks. So thank you very much for that. I'd like also to thank the staff that's working hard to make this happen all the time. Katherine, our marketing and event manager, so we wouldn't be here without all their hard work. The same goes for Alice, who's heading our digital transformation program. Thank you so much for all the work. And then, of course, Phelim, Arthur, Ben, and Lucian. They are the guys who are actually building all these learning tools and platforms, but also our bespoke training. And also leading the teaching team. Thank you for that, guys. Also a very quick word for the members of Oxton Digital. It's a web agency that was launched by London alumni. It's one of the success stories we're most proud of. So it's really good to have you around. It's also the proof that you can be successful and launch your own business after the bootcamp. So in the name of actually all of us, I'd like to congratulate all of you on all the hard work, what you achieved in the last 9 weeks. And most importantly, welcome to the Wagon family. I'm sure the best is yet to come. Congratulations.